What is the story that you tell yourself? I've heard that a few times now in different things that I'm studying. And so I wanted to put it to the test. And then to think in more of a broad way, what are stories that we tell ourselves? It's not just, well, I'll give you an example, is when I was really young, 19 years old, I got into a really bad car accident. I didn't break any bones, but I smashed my knees really hard. They didn't break, didn't crack, nothing like that, but smashed them really hard. They hit into the bottom of the dashboard. And the doctor told me that way back then, when I was 19 years old, he said, your knees are bruised deeply. He said, and it's a miracle you didn't break anything or fracture anything or displace anything. He said, but when you get older, your knees are going to be in bad shape. They're really going to bother you. So I didn't think anything of it except for, oh man, my knees are going to be jacked up when I get older. And it's weird because for years I was like waiting for it. Like when are my knees going to go out? Because I like to exercise, I run. I love to spin bike. I work out on a regular basis. So I would always like wonder when are my knees going to go out? When am I going to feel this, pain that this doctor was talking to me about? That was in my head for a really long time. I mean, 20 years or so, more than 20 years. And in the last couple of years, my knee started to hurt. And I thought, wow, that doctor was right, I remember way back then when he told me that. It's kind of weird. It's the story that I heard it. He said it to me. I accepted it. And I told myself, someday my knees are going to be jacked up. I'm not going to be able to walk, or, I'm going to be in bad shape. I'm not going to be able to exercise. So when my knees started to ache, I thought, wow, he was right. My knees are starting to ache now. And then people would ask me about different exercises I do, and I would repeat that. Oh yeah, my knees, man, I got to be careful because my knees are going to get bad, or my knees are starting to get bad when I got in this accident when I was young. And then I started studying more about this, what story do we tell ourselves? And it could be about a job. It could be about a relationship. I can't be loved, or I always have problems in my relationships, or physical. My shoulder hurts. I have chronic illness in my shoulder. It'll never get better. If we tell ourselves those things, they become. We create them in our life. So anyways, studying these different things and trying to really understand the stories that I tell myself, I realized that story about my knees, that's just one, there's a ton, but that story about my knees, I told myself for years. So I thought, okay, I'm going to change the story. And I started telling myself, man, I look forward to it when my knees are in great shape. I look forward to when my knees are fully healed. Because they were aching. I don't know if it had anything to do with when I was a kid. It might have just had to do with I changed up my workout. It might have had to do with that. So I started telling myself, I look forward to when my knees are 100% aching. I look forward to my knees not aching. I look forward to the healthy knees. My body is 100%. I'm going to be strong. I like when I feel strong. I look forward to being 100% healed. Instead of saying, man, my knees hurt all the time, or my shoulder aches, or whatever the pain happened to be. And so when I'm talking now at the gym, or talking to people about if legs come up or knees or whatever come up, I just say, yeah, I look forward to my knees being 100%. Instead of the old story that I used to tell myself, yeah, man, my knees are getting worse. Someday I'm not going to be able to walk. The doctor told me this. The doctor told me that. Yeah, at some point my knees are going to get bad. Because, man, that's a terrible story to tell yourself over and over again. One thing I see people do to themselves all the time, I see it, I recognize it. They tell themselves they're depressed. They tell themselves they have ADD. Somebody told them these things. And they took it in and they use it as an excuse to not move forward in their life. So what story are you telling yourself? There's millions that we tell ourselves. What are you telling yourself that's holding you back? Release it. Let it go. Change your story. Change it from my knees ache to I look forward to my knees being 100%. Change it from I'm depressed to, yeah, I look forward to feeling better on a regular daily basis. Change it from, I never get into a good relationship. I always have bad relationships to, yeah, man, one day I'm going to have the best relationship there is. Soon I'm going to have the best loving relationship there is. That's all you got to do. Change your state, change your stories, change the story you tell yourself, and your whole life will change. One tip for the day. Enjoy.